By obvious reasons. What are you talking about?
Hello, Adina
guys.
Howard.
I don't know. That doesn't sound
We're
familiar.
talking about a song.
We were trying to remember some inappropriate song lyrics so that we wouldn't say
No,
them.
I remember the lyrics.
On the
I don't
after
remember
show.
who sang them.
The artist who sang it. All
It will
right,
forever
anyways.
remain a mystery because we're not
Yes.
talking about
Yeah.
it.
No, we're not.
Not trying to get fired today.
Not today, anyway.
Not today, Satan. So my phone says that it's not streaming, but now it's streaming and it's
Mine
not
is now.
streaming. So if you're having issues at home with your connection, blame Mark Zuckerberg, not us. We're doing all we can.
Jabroni.
Thanks for stopping by the Today and Easy After Show. Is it okay to say jabroni? Is that an okay
Yeah,
word?
totally.
Where does that
Wait, what does
emanate
that even
from?
mean?
Where's
It's an Italian word,
okay.
but it emanates from The Rock.
Oh, right. Well,
on-
naturally.
Yeah, WWE.
Wait, what does
But
it,
is
what
it a
is it referring
pejorative?
to?
Like it's natural.
It's kind of like a, I can't say exactly what it translates to, but it's kind of like, hey,
a jamoke.
To me, it's like
You
Joker.
doofus, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
just
Okay.
some Joker,
Yeah.
some random
Like,
yahoo.
hey, you moron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Like a
You
ding dong.
Clown.
Jabroni, come on.
For example.
Not too
Yeah.
offensive.
Clown.
We say tonto. Spanish.
Now, that might
The
be
more you know. Imagine the stars.
This has been a very informative after show. See you later, guys.
That's it.
That's one of our new things now, is just pretending to end the show after a few
Right
seconds.
away.
Like, we do it every day.
All right, well, we probably need to at least reset if we're not going to start over.
Let's talk about the thing that we were supposed to talk
Yeah.
about.
Bagels?
No, go ahead. You want to
Dang
get the
it.
bagel
No,
stuff off your
today
chest? Go
is-
crazy.
Today's National Bagel Day. So I'm bummed that we didn't have any bagels in the studio.
Yeah.
Adam,
What's the best bagel place in town?
that's a hard one.
Who cares? Just
do.
They're all great, right?
But no,
So-
I just don't think that the
Bagels.
difference between a bad bagel and a good bagel is that great.
Because it's
in-
hard.
In New York City, it
Yeah,
is.
but we're not in New York
yeah,
City. We're
we're
in
here.
Phoenix.
That's what I was saying.
No, I get it. Well, that's what I was about to be like. I love Einstein's, and I go to Einstein's a lot, but I'm hesitant to throw out a chain
As the
place
best
as the
bagel.
best
Right.
place
They
for
can't
bagels.
be-
So I
There has
like
to be a better
Einstein's,
place.
But you know their bagels don't last more than 2 days. They're like rock hard solid. This just happened to me last
You have
weekend.
to
That's
eat
why I'm
them
so
right away.
annoyed. I'm like, well, I got to go somewhere else.
I've
I like
nev-
Fry's bagels, oddly. They actually
Yeah,
are
they
made
do have
fresh,
good bagels.
And they do last through the week on the countertop because I like to leave them soft on the countertop.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's
an option. I don't wanna put 'em in the
rarely have
fridge.
bagels last 2 days in my possession.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
But-
Like, I buy for like the week.
Yeah, no, I get it. We
Yeah.
sometimes we'll buy those Dave's Killer Bread bagels.
Yes,
at-
are
at
those
the
any
store.
good?
Aren't
Samesies.
those supposed to be
Those are pretty
healthier for
good.
you?
Better for
A little
you.
bit?
They're
Yeah.
pretty
more
good,
grains
yeah,
and
and they
stuff.
have they have the blueberry ones are awesome, but the wheat ones are fantastic.
My mom just turned me onto the whole Dave's bread thing.
Yeah.
The sandwich
That's all I
bread.
buy, actually.
I love it. Yeah, but I haven't. She had the bagels, and I was like, I don't know. That's kind of. I'm weird about my bagels, right?
Yeah, they're good, but I freeze
I'll
them
try it.
anyway. So like because
He eats them frozen. It's weird.
Yeah.
Gross.
Whatever.
It's better. No, it's better for your teeth because it makes them strong.
Right.
Right.
Those wooden choppers
Your
of yours.
dentist loves you too.
I'm only on my third set of veneers.
Yeah. The everything bagel's pretty good. That's how
Chompies.
when I make pizza bagels, when I
yes,
talk about my
sir.
toaster oven,
Tell me
they're on
more.
Dave's Everything Bagels.
That's right.
Saying. Okay, anyway, not bagels. We're talking
There's
about working
way
out.
left.
Kind of.
Thanks,
I mean, it was
Vanessa.
today. It's the thing today.
Have you seen this story? A Utah
No.
man somehow locked himself inside a 24-hour gym. So he thought the place was open all night. He goes for a swim in that pool there and then discovers that they actually shut the
Oh
joint
my
down for a
gosh.
few hours overnight. And he's locked inside. So
False
he
advertising.
Is there a lifeguard on
couldn't
duty?
get out. No, nobody there. He realized he was completely alone and started documenting his adventure on social media, as one does with time to kill. He said he didn't want to try the door because he thought for sure an alarm would go off, the police show up,
Yeah, it gets
maybe he's
awkward.
got a dime bag in his gym bag. He doesn't want to get in trouble for any of this stuff.
This guy doesn't have a dime bag.
So he calls his wife,
You never know.
who told him to find someplace comfy to sleep for the night. Do you think she believes this? Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
you're locked in the
right.
I'm locked at the gym,
That's
honey.
why he has photographic evidence.
Jeez, yeah, right. That's why he documented it.
Like, is her name Janet?
Right. So he ended up calling police after about 20 minutes, which is probably what I would have done from the start, just to avoid the whole thing.
Yeah.
They came out and they rescued him, so he didn't spend the whole night there, which is kind of
Whoa,
a
whoa,
bummer.
whoa, whoa! It says 24-hour fitness.
That's what we're saying. It's false advertising.
Well, they had to close. Maybe there was a note or something,
issue.
an email sent out saying, hey, we're going to close for
Yeah.
a few hours this night, and he didn't receive that memo, so.
He's just going for a swim, man. He's trying to get a late night swim in.
But I would think when you're getting ready to shut down the gym, wouldn't you make an announcement, like a few announcements? Like, hey, we're getting ready to
Yes.
close up, finish what you're
Right.
doing.
Maybe they didn't know
We
he was
do a
there.
sweep.
Well,
check for
maybe they
people.
sent somebody to go around and look, and he was underwater or something, and they were just like, whatever. Who knows?
some
Who
minimum
knows how
wage
this happened?
employee
Right.
that
Yeah.
just checked one part of the bathroom.
Now we're good.
Well,
Yeah.
texting the entire time.
That actually
Yeah.
makes a ton of sense.
Yes.
So what would you do if you were in this situation? Would you call the cops? Would you call your wife? Would you take pictures of it? Would you hang out there? Have you ever been trapped somewhere before? Like, because you think, like, okay.
Like an elevator or.
Or a grocery store, like a zombie apocalypse style scenario.
Oh my
so when
God.
I was a hood rat, back in my hood rat days.
You're not?
Kid,
Anymore?
well, at heart, yes.
Okay.
But back when I was a kid, we used to go to the, there's a grocery chain in the Midwest, mostly Michigan, Ohio, called Meijer.
Okay.
And Meijer was open 24 hours in Burton, Michigan, which is one of the suburbs of Flint. It is a rough area, and that was a rough Meijer. I didn't really understand that at the time in high school, but we knew it was open 24 hours. So me and my hood rat friends would go and smoke a bunch of cigarettes and drink a bunch of coffee at this 24-hour diner, and then we would just go over to Meijer and literally just hang out.
Just hang out.
Like, we didn't have money
Inside
to spend
or
or things to
outside?
do inside.
Okay.
Because they've got the lawn and furniture department, and like we would go and lay on the beds or swing around in the swings and just goof off
Nobody
and
ever
kill
kicked you
time.
out?
No, because the people that are working like the 2 a.m. shift at that Meijer, I have bigger fish to fry. Like, they've got more trouble, like people stealing liquor and doing whatever in the parking
Yes.
lot. They're not worried about the
The
kids
kids.
hanging out on the swings in the lawn and furniture department. I could imagine myself being locked in there, though. If you're screwing around in a place you're not supposed to and they shut the place down,
Yeah.
what would you do in that situation? What would you take advantage of? Do you help
I would
yourself with
eat
some ice
everything.
cream? Yeah, right. That's
I would
step
always
one.
dream
You gotta
like I
eat.
would get trapped in a department store.
Try on all the clothes.
Right? I would try on all the
All the
clothes. It'd have to be
shoes.
like a Macy's or something where they'd have to have bedding. So
Right,
you could like
right.
lay down,
Yeah.
relax, take a nappy, wake up, maybe try on some some clothes, whatever. Check out housewares.
No, the grocery store would be ideal because then I'd be like, yes, I'm
Yeah.
going to try these Oreos and I'm going to try this cake and I'm going to try this. And
But the
just take
grocery
little
store is
bites.
always chilly. So you'd have to hope it would be like a Super Fries. One of those
Yeah, where they
places
have
the
blankets.
clothes.
Yeah, you get a blanket while you're there.
Yeah, I definitely have to get a hoodie or something.
Richard says if I wanted to get out, I'd just set off the alarm.
I would have too.
But that's
Yeah.
a pretty risky move. I
Fitness.
understand why he wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know though because there's got to be a camera in there.
Yeah.
So like you
Yeah.
could eventually disprove it. But
What a
I mean,
pain, though.
if you were if you were gonna do that, I mean, just call the cops. I guess I think he probably did the right thing.
Waiting 20
man.
minutes.
Well, calling his wife first, I'm sure that took 20 minutes to explain at least, like what was actually going on, and I doubt she believed him.
Did you get that memo?
Yeah, we got a memo. I was trying to play it cool, like
I
there was a
did it.
producer
I was
telling me
like,
something in the ear, and
Paul,
then we,
Paul.
What?
well, let's check the email to make sure that we actually got it. Let's see.
Paul's gonna.
Oh, we got it all right. Cardinals Media Relations, as of 7:31 this morning, Larry Fitzgerald has officially re-signed with the
Yeah.
organization. He's back for another year. You like
Somebody
that?
wake up,
Breaking
Emma Jane.
news.
Emma!
Emma, wake up.
So Larry's been doing these year-to-year deals for quite a while now,
Yeah.
and this is another year-to-year deal. You feel like at the end of the season, he's sort of got to take stock of what's left and what he's got left in the tank, and
Yeah.
whether he wants to come back and make another run at it. By all accounts, this season he seemed pretty excited about what they
Yeah.
were building
Yeah.
out there in Glendale.
Good for
and
him.
I didn't have any doubts. I didn't think that he was
Still playing great.
Yeah, he really is.
So I mean, they say he had 75 catches this year. That's pretty good.
That's quite a bit.
That's quite a
Yeah.
bit for someone who's not really even supposed to be looked at as the number one receiver. per
We're
se.
getting to the point now, though, with Larry that he is kind of getting within striking distance of a lot of Jerry Rice's records.
Yeah,
and
he's
Jerry
close.
Rice's records, for those of you who don't really follow football, Jerry Rice was like the best wide receiver of all time. And he put up some really gaudy statistics that live in the record books as sort of untouchables and have been that way seemingly forever. Larry might be the last guy who could really make a run at a lot of those records. And he's getting close. Like, not that he's going to break any of them this year, but if he
Right.
decides to play for another year,
Yeah.
especially if he plays 3 more years, I think he's going to own them all.
So he's going to at least, if obviously he's coming back this year. He's going to at least move into second place in virtually every category.
Yeah, and he already is in a lot.
In
of
a
them.
lot of them, but
Yeah.
he's still got to pass Marvin Harrison in, I believe it's catches, like career catches,
Total
or something
catches,
like that. Don't quote me on that. I can look that up. But he still has a Harrison to pass in one category and another one, but he will be second place after this year, I would think, if he remains healthy. Obviously, we all hope he does.
Knock on
But
everything.
you're right that if he was to come back not only next year or the year after, like, he might actually have a chance.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, as you mentioned, Jerry Rice it's not even debated. Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver of all time for longevity, but production and all that sort of stuff. Larry Fitzgerald said as much when he was asked about it. And one of the best quotes I ever heard from him was he said that, like, in so many other sports and so many other positions, there's an awesome debate about who the GOAT is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nobody debates it in terms of the wide receiver. it's Jerry Rice.
might
but
have to.
Now, if he was to come back a year more after this year, then we might actually be having that.
And, you know, there's an interesting thing that's happening in another pro sport right now, too, that's very similar. And in the NHL, Alex Ovechkin is getting within striking distance of a lot of Wayne Gretzky's records. And you're looking at the pace at which he's producing vastly exceeds the pace that Gretzky was producing at this age. And you're like, well, how much longer can he do this for? And are we one day going to be talking about Alex Ovechkin as the greatest hockey player of all time and not Wayne Gretzky? Now, obviously, Wayne, I believe, won 6 Stanley Cups in his career. Ovechkin won't get that many. He only has the one. But championships are not the only way that you judge a player's merit. And case in point with Larry, who's never won a Super Bowl and may very well never win a Super Bowl in his career. It's an interesting discussion, though.
We're excited.
Yeah, we're so happy he's back. That's
we
great.
have so many comments on everything that we've been talking about.
Okay, so let's take a time out real quick and do a couple of the comments about the thing we were talking about. Or unless you have Larry comments. You got Larry
I have
comments?
one Larry comment. Jennifer said, so happy to hear about Fitzgerald.
There we
She's
go.
excited.
All right.
Yeah.
Russell said, garlic bagels are my favorite besides the plain bagels because we were talking about
I
bagel
love having
day.
bad breath. Yeah.
Peggy was like, why did they close if they're a 24-hour fitness?
Great question.
Peggy.
You need to
You
get him on
know?
the phone,
That was
Peggy.
my
I don't
first
know.
thought.
False advertising.
And then let's see. Let's see. Teresa said, I would try to educate myself on how to work all the equipment and maybe call
With
the
nobody
police.
watching. That's kind of a perk.
I know.
And then she said it depends if she felt like going home.
How do you use this tricep pull
Oh
down
my
machine?
gosh, I know. Some of those machines, I'm like, literally, people, they're like, you're upside down.
Yeah.
You're not doing it. Your head's not in the right place, lady.
There's like
I
some.
love those videos that people post when they're
Oh,
doing
I
some
know.
crazy things. And it's like, what are you doing with that machine?
You're watching a guy like spinning around a bar, and you're like, that's not how that
I
works.
know. Oh my gosh.
There's a few that like, and I've been like, humble brag, I exercise sometimes, but like I've been using a lot of like the conventional exercise machines and equipment since I was in middle school, right? Like the first, you train for baseball or football or whatever. So you would think that like somebody with decades of experience using machines would not be surprised by any machine that you find.
gosh,
That's
no.
not true. I see
There's new
machines
ones every
sometimes where I'm like, I don't even know
Yeah,
where
it
to
looks
start with
scary.
this
I
thing.
don't get near it.
A lot of like the incline and decline like presses. So like this is your conventional leg press, right?
Yeah.
Well, they've got some where you're kind of at a slant and you have to kind of get underneath it and you're not really sure where exactly to position yourself or push up.
Yeah.
So you find yourself in like is this more of like a thrusting motion? Like how do I get
This couch
I'm sure
has
people
never
are
been the
watching
same.
while
Yeah.
he's
Like,
doing
I don't
that.
think I'm working out the muscle that I'm supposed to be working out.
this feels like it hurts, but I don't know if it's a good kind of
Yes.
Oh my
Some of them are very intimidating. Yeah, for sure. I just get embarrassed. I'm like, I'll just stick to the class.
Got to get locked in a gym overnight.
Maybe
that's
that's
a
what
great
you do
idea.
if you were locked in overnight then.
You guys know that Larry Fitzgerald almost never played football?
Really?
We were this
I know
close.
that.
He shared this anecdote with us this season. So we actually had Jessica, one of our producers, one of her sons posted a You Ask the Cards question on one of our Cardinals locker room shows. And he was trying to play football, but his mom wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, Larry, what do you tell your mom if she doesn't want you to play football? And he shared this amazing story where like his dad, who's actually a renowned beat reporter in Minneapolis, said that he didn't want his son playing football. And so his mom was sort of like, sorry. He eventually convinced his mom to take him to like practice, like this first day of tryouts for football. They didn't tell his dad. And so like he had been practicing with his team for like 3 or 4 days when his dad found out and then came to the practice to like confront him about it.
Larry?
But watched him play and was like, okay, he's really enjoying himself and he seems like he's pretty good at this.
Right.
And so he decided to let him try it out for now. Just let's do a year and then reassess. And here we are talking
Now
about
he's
him
still doing 1 year and
decades later.
reassessing
Yeah,
every single year.
That's a great point, actually. That's where he learned it.
And he's going to be playing in the golf tournament.
Yeah, just announced he's part of the
Pro-Am.
Pro-Am at the Phoenix
That was a
Celtics
big
as
day
well.
for Larry.
Yeah.
It's a big day for Larry.
Happy Larry Fitzgerald
Love
Day,
him.
everybody.
Yeah.
This should be Larry
Is
Fitzgerald.
today the January 13th? Because, oh, wait.
It's the 14th,
Oh,
right?
dang it.
15th.
The 15th.
Just missed it. Wait, what happened? Did we snap at the
Both
same time?
snapped at the same time.
I've been hanging
Can
around
you
here for a
jinx
couple
snap?
years
Ben,
now.
Snap,
Ben,
jinx.
snap.
All
That
right,
was
take
part of our
let's take a
jinx
quick break from
question.
this. Let's go
No
I
jinx,
See
no
Why
jinx
My-
back.
Oh,
Huh? What?
No, that was me.
Oh, check this out. It's the thing that happened on the show today. Finally, in other news, parents, we've all been there. You plan a fun family outing, the kids say, well, that's boring. I don't want to go. I want to play Xbox. Well, listen to this. Some parents in Australia decided instead of dragging their kids out against their will, they would just take someone who wants to go, like the family's computer modem.
How did the kids function who were left behind?
Right.
The parents even documented the day with pictures. Mom wrote that they took the most overworked family member on a very well-deserved day out. She posted modem had a fantastic day, not being used by the kids. It was lovely not to listen to constant bickering. The only complaining was Evan being mortified that we took our modem out in public.
Couple things. One, how did the kids survive without the modem? Two, what did the people watching them take these pictures think? And three, I just know there's going to be a kid named Modem in 2020. A lot of great questions there.
I know. How did they get the sand out of the computer?
Right. You think they brought it back and they were shaking shells out of it?
They're like, well, this sounded better in theory.
I think we need a follow-up story to how the kids spent their time.
Exactly.
Because
Oh
that
my
there
gosh.
probably is a really awesome story there. Human
They got
interest
to know
story
their
about
parents.
yeah, the
Yeah.
kids like actually got off their butts and did something for
Yeah.
once, and then they
gosh.
learned that they were really talented artists or like something.
No, our house, we lost our whatever connection for a day, and my son literally was like starfish laying flat on the floor. I'm so bored. Like, no idea what to do with himself. I'm like, so there's this thing, it's called the outdoors.
Yeah.
Step
Go
outside.
play outside.
Get a ball. How about a card game?
It's
Play
great.
Scrabble.
Check it
Yeah,
out.
I love
I think this is the plot of the modern Home Alone. When you take the modem out and the
Take
parents
the
go on
modem
vacation,
out.
then
Yeah.
what?
I know.
Chaos reigns.
They got to get creative. I love it.
We should write that.
Speaking of a follow-up story, you talked about the Popeye chicken girl.
Yes.
So
I know.
the other day, it was the Family Feud in Canada,
in
right?
Canada.
Chicken.
And they asked, what does Popeye eat? But her head, she was thinking Popeye's chicken. And she's like, chicken! And she said it with confidence.
No,
and
that's not how she
excited.
said it.
Chicken.
There was like a shimmy involved.
But of course, we know that Popeye eats spinach,
Yes.
Right.
not chicken. But anyway, so then Rachel, you said this morning that they gave her.
So Popeyes gave her
chicken.
because she was up for her family was up for $10,000 on this Canadian Family Feud. So Popeyes gave her $10,000 worth of chicken.
I'm gonna do a 10 grand.
That's cool.
She
See
took it.
Let's see what she looks like in about 2 years.
She was adorable. I know.
Or you just spread it out, have a big party, invite a whole bunch of people.
Can you spread out the Popeye's chicken sandwich?
really
I feel
can.
like you just eat it every day if you got it.
It is good.
You guys want to
Speaking of
switch
game
gears?
shows-
Yeah, let's get to some fresh squeezed juice, shall we?
Is this me?
You can read it. If
Who
you want
is Ken Jennings? The game show legend is now officially the Jeopardy GOAT. The show wrapped up its tournament of all-time greats last night, crowning Jennings as its champion. He holds Jeopardy's longest consecutive victory streak, winning 74 games back in 2004. And years later, he proved he's still unbeatable. But he's a humble winner, tweeting last night, "You could run this tournament a dozen times and you'd get a different winner each time."
I don't know about that, Ken.
Yeah, he
Wait,
won
he's
what?
pretty
Three
darn
three
good.
games.
Sure,
and
they
then
already proved that's not true.
Yeah.
Brad
That is
Holzhauer
crazy.
won one game, right? This only went to 4. It was the first one to 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
There was
yeah.
just
I don't
3.
remember. I watched it the other day, though, and I was like, how do they know all of this information?
It's a lot of information.
It is wild.
A lot of random facts.
I
Yeah.
feel bad for Brad, the third wheel in this scenario. So Holzhauer was the one who set like the record for most money in a game, basically, or
Yeah.
something like that. He had
Just
rigged
recently,
the
last
system.
year.
Yes, he was
he
hedging his
changed the
bets,
way
yeah.
to play Jeopardy to make more money. And then Jennings, of course, was just untouchable for forever. If you recall, they didn't have that rule that you could just keep coming back. I think they had like a week maximum for its champions. And then they changed the rule in the early 2000s, and Jennings was the first one to just go on a tear, and like nobody could beat him.
It's amazing.
Still very good.
So
Smart
cool.
fella.
Yeah.
And they
Wonder
get
how
to
our
keep that money?
Popeyes, how the Popeye's chicken girl will do on Jeopardy.
Probably not great.
Great. There's a different like family feud
I wouldn't even want
crowd
to try.
versus the
yeah.
Jeopardy crowd.
There's no way because I was trying to play it and I was
Yeah.
like, what? Even pop culture questions that I think I'm pretty savvy at, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know what you guys are talking
Some
about.
are obscure for
Yeah.
sure. Oh my gosh.
So congrats to him. It's a big accomplishment.
$1 million. Not that he necessarily needs it. He's become like an international
This is like
celebrity.
his
since he-
job.
Yeah, he's a professional
He's made a
smart
living
guy.
off-
It's a good gig.
Basically
Jeopardy.
like a pro, like Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, he's an author and stuff too.
I was going to say, yeah, I thought he was a ghostwriter or something like
Does
that.
all right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a signal.
Is that all
It's
we
time
have?
to wrap
Did we
up.
have another?
Is that what that beeping noise is?
No, it's
What
telling me
time
to
is it?
stand.
Oh, you've been sitting
Oh, that
for
was
too
your
long?
watch.
I've been sitting too long.
Sorry, your watch is yelling at her.
Somebody complimented your socks.
Oh, Bill's always
yeah.
got nice things to say. I coordinated today. The
that.
shoes matched the socks, matched the shirt, matched the tie. I didn't get
A
dressed
lot of
in the
blue.
dark.
I got some beer socks.
Whoa!
Huge fan of these socks. Yeah.
I love it.
those are
That's
way
pretty
better.
good.
Your
Yeah.
Uggs are pretty big.
I
here.
love
Very
your
comfortable.
office appropriate Uggs.
I mean, you can wear Uggs anywhere.
Those
right?
are huge. They kind of look like moon boots.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
because
pretty-
they've like
they're
basically got
cozy.
pillows inside.
Bro,
This
I want
guy's
those
like,
shoes.
I know. I
They're
love
amazing.
his footwear.
That's
Did you know that
comfy.
Uggs were created in Australia for surfers?
No.
So like
Surfers?
you think that they're supposed
know,
like because they're
like
super
winter,
warm and
right.
all that, but they actually have this like the fabric inside. It's not fabric. It's like a I don't know
Right.
wool or whatever it is.
Sure.
But it actually keeps your feet dry when they're wet.
The
That
more
is
you
true
know.
because
Yeah.
I wore them getting out of the hot tub the other day, and I had to stick my feet in there. They were wet, but they were dry like an hour later.
First world
Oh
problem.
my gosh, do we have tickets to
who
give away?
knew?
What is this?
What happened?
Read it. Go up a little bit.
What is it?
I don't have the thing.
Who has the prompter?
Okay.
Somebody was rolling it a second
Hold on,
ago.
we got a thing.
No,
Nope, nope,
it's
go
the
the
guy
other
from
way.
Jeopardy.
What are you talking about?
We want you guys to watch tomorrow, okay? So make sure you join us tomorrow.
NAZ.
Because we have some VIP Barrett Jackson tickets to give away.
Oh.
Are we going to highlight it? Are we
This
giving
is
tickets
news
away?
to us. A VIP view
Oh,
of Barrett
view.
Jackson.
Oh, we're giving away Vanessa. Hey, sorry.
We're trying to give stuff away. We don't have stuff to give away.
No, I couldn't read it because you were rolling it.
We're giving away Paul's personal
Okay, we're
tickets to
giving away
Barrett Jackson.
VIP view of Barrett
Thanks,
Jackson.
Paul. That's really nice of you, buddy.
Wow, sweet. How
Generous.
thoughtful.
I have tickets thanks to Steadicam Dave, but I'm not giving them away.
Hey, wait a second. Hold on. We have Vanessa's checking account information. Hold on. Tune in
You know what? I'm
tomorrow.
not here tomorrow, so I don't care what happens.
415.
All the producers are like, Vanessa just promised that we're giving away tickets.
Wait, tomorrow
Tomorrow,
we're
get it
giving
together.
out Vanessa's cell phone number?
No, we
make sure you
aren't.
watch the show tomorrow.
We're going to
are
start with
giving out-
7,000 viewers tomorrow morning.
Okay, we are giving out tickets Friday.
Sarah
are.
McLaughlin.
There you go.
Yes.
That's what you can tune in
The
for
sad
on Friday.
dog commercial lady.
Yes.
Yeah, same thing.
Close enough.
Yes.
All right, we got to go before we get ourselves in trouble. Goodbye.
You're not getting my phone number.
7:30
Although I
tomorrow.
did do that one time on Instagram accidentally.
How about I
Deleted
give
it
you
real
the
quick.
numbers, just not in the right order? Then
No.
you guys go crazy.
Hey.
Huh?
I'm good. Cost you a lot of money for that one.